Hey, what's going on? Happy Friday. Rev back again, wearing those hideous clothes. I see how it is. How's it going, man?
What's up, brother? How are you, coach?
Oh, living the dream, living the dream. Trying to get the voice back. Like, I'm feeling way better today. I don't know if you caught the stream last night, but by like the end of 2 hours of Madden, like my voice like had nothing left. It was done. I was like, we got to get out of
Screaming.
here, guys. We got to get out of here. We do have the speaking of Madden, the Madden legend Luch in the house. Luch, how you doing?
What's up, boys? I'm doing fantastic. I hear that last night got a little crazy. I'm assuming we get into some drinks. We played some Madden. What did we do last night?
So we do Madden squads. I think you Toxic Grape. I think you know Toxic Grape.
Oh yeah, I do. I do. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So Toxic Grape and I got into some squads, and we actually went undefeated last night, and we're a
Look
game
at
shy
you.
of the Super Bowl.
Look at
And I'm
you.
like, I gotta quit. Like I gotta quit. You never want to quit before a Super Bowl, but like last night, nothing left. I'm practically whispering by the end. Like I was like, I gotta get
That's
out of
sweet.
here.
That's awesome. That's good. That's good.
Oh man, so I'm wearing a basketball jersey today, just to let you guys know. If you have the stream up, you can see it. Just to let you guys know that I'm on to basketball. Like Sunday didn't go our way.
Moving on, moving on.
Yeah.
We're out of here. Luch, what'd you think of the game this weekend, man?
Well, okay. Obviously, the disappointing facts. Take the loss. I was a little bit disappointed in few people, I would say. Obviously, Dak
You
didn't have his best game of his career. That's no surprise. I thought the defense played great. Like I really have no complaints on defense. I know Micah Parsons, he balled out, he did his thing. Corners kind of played well. Van Der Esch was balling out. Like they were great. I just think the offense just wasn't clicking. I don't know if it was the play calling. I know Dak was bad, or Pollard going down doesn't help. Kind of takes away a weapon. Slot receiver, pass
don't
on
have
the
enough
back,
of those.
Yeah, I know. Like we already are short there. We lost another one that didn't help, but overall, I think the offensive game plan did very disappointing. Considering you see how the Bucks game went, and Dak looked like he couldn't miss anything. Like
Yeah.
it just totally day and night. I know they got a good defense, but still, I was a little bit disappointed in the overall effort on the offensive side of the ball. That's for sure.
Big Soft says, what's up, man? He says Cowboys always gonna cowboy. Rev, you're a big Kellen Moore fan. Jump in here and defend your boy, man.
Oh no.
Oh, bro, I told you, and I'm wearing my U outfit. I know you're hating on me right now, but we fired our offensive coordinator today, Gaddis. He was a prior coach for the Michigan Wolverines, and so we canned him. Horrible play calling this year. Just didn't mix well at all. And so I'm hoping that trend continues, because I'm kind of thinking, with my other favorite team, I'm hoping that they would get rid of their OC as well. And so, me, coach, I'm just, man, if you want to call me a hater, I'll call a hater. And I not to say the guy's a horrible OC or whatever. I don't think he fits well with Dak. I don't think the things that he wants to do, it's just opposite of what Dak does well. So yeah, I'm not feeling him very well right now. And when people like Bill Parcells, who's a legend, in the coaching world, when he has a problem with your play calling, then that should tell you something. So yeah, rough week, man. Just depressed all week.
So can you tell me,
Definitely.
if Kellen Moore called a play like that last play, and I know they were trying to do some trickeration, some fun stuff, right? And
Yeah.
is that the time to break out a formation like that? Like you got to come up with a miracle. I get you're trying to throw something off there. The second they called a timeout, though, got to look at it. Called timeout. Went over to the sideline. Pulled up the Microsoft Surface, and we're like, oh, okay, we got this. Like they should have immediately changed the play when they called timeout. Like you don't come out of a timeout in that again, hoping to fool them. It was absolutely a terrible decision there. You like that one, Luch?
I couldn't stop laughing, which is bad. That was like I had to double take the first time when I saw him go out there. I was like, okay, that was just to throw them off a little bit. Like, sure, maybe they tried something. When they came out again, and I saw him, I was like, okay, this is some sort of sick joke. I said, of course the season has to end like this. Like, You know,
It's the Cowboys.
I would have rather. Okay, what's worse, the QB draw where we didn't get a shot versus that, or was
Right.
Zeke at center worse? What was worse? They're both like horrendous. Like, why does our season
Hilarious.
not end like
It's
that
just how it
twice?
goes for us. Yep.
It's just painful. Like, I don't know. That was pretty bad. I feel bad for Zeke because, you know, there were some rumors that, I mean, obviously he wants to take a pay cut and come back with the team, but there was rumors that could potentially be his last snap, and I would be sick if that was my last
An
snap.
imprint on the ground.
Yeah, just bad, just face planted.
Yeah, you're not even included.
Yeah,
No,
no,
you're not even included in the last play. Like you're ineligible.
Yeah, just oh jeez.
Just go ahead and eat this
miserable.
guy, please.
Yeah,
Oh
it's just
man.
miserable.
Well, you kind of opened a powder keg there because Rev and I we have an ongoing let's call it discussion for lack of a more heated word there about
Sure.
Mr. Zeke Elliott, and
Oh,
I shouldn't say I'm not a fan. Rev put it pretty well last week when we were talking about it. He asked me, he said, "Would you want him back next year if the money wasn't a thing?" I said, "Absolutely, absolutely."
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he just got paid $20 million.
yeah, money is a thing, unfortunately.
It depends. I think so. So I'll ask you, Luch, if you want him to come back or not. And I'll say this: they say he's going to take a pay cut. He's supposed to make, what is it, like 19 or 18? It's like 18 and some change, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Next year, are you going to keep him for 8?
Me, okay. Personally, I'm like his biggest fan coming. So I don't watch much college football. So obviously I'm in Canada. We don't get much footage here. But coming out of college, he was like this is my guy. Like, he was my favorite player. So obviously I'm a little bit biased towards him, but I think for 8, yes, I would, because Pollard, I'm assuming, I don't know if it's gonna happen. He's gonna get tagged, which would put him in the top what earners in the league. But I would say it's gotta be 8. It's gotta be under 10, or else it's not gonna work. Like you can't have paying 2 running backs like $30 million or something. Like, that's just absurd. Like, I love him. One's a better blocker. One's a better, one's more of like a utility knife. He can be used everywhere, right? Well, yeah, basically everything else. But I think he's got to be under 10. If not, I just love him to death, but he's gotta go. Unfortunately, I hate to say it because I'm a big fan, but listen, money doesn't come from nowhere. We gotta, we already shed from Cooper. We got to shed from somewhere.
So what are you doing with Pollard then?
Yeah, what's the tag though? What's the tag cost?
It was like 10 million last year for a running back.
Yeah, so I think they put him in like the top, if I'm not mistaken, it's like in the top 5 earners. I think they put him in like the 5th slot. So whatever, but like, let's just say Saquon gets a crazy deal. Let's just say 10, 11, give or take.
Right.
I guess, yeah, Zeke would have to be down to that number, right? Because 10 and 8, say 18. That's what Zeke makes already. That could work, I guess. But I don't know what that number is going to look like. But and I'm just making a crazy assumption that Zeke's going to take 8. What if he says, I don't want less than 12, right? Or 13?
Yeah. Right.
Because he has to restructure, right? I don't think we have he could just say, screw you guys, I'm paying on 18. And
so we have an out at 11 million. So we can cut him for 11 and save
11,
7 or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the lowest or the highest, I guess is the way to say it. The highest we would go, right, is 11 million. Like, we'll give you 11 million, at least in my head. But who knows what Jerry or Steven will do. In my head, you want to get him below 11.
Yeah.
And take that. What do you think, Rev? Mr. Zeke Elliott fan club numero uno over here.
Well, and again, production, I know production is everything, but like I shared last week, like in football, there's chemistry, there's emotion, there's leadership, there's a lot of things that come to the table, even just as far as his relationship to the quarterback. Like Dak and Zeke have been together since they came in, and so it's going to be hard to let him go. I know eventually he's going to be gone. So my assumption, you probably got one more year with Zeke before he probably completely falls off, unless he just wants to get paid $5 million a year.
Yeah.
So I don't see him taking the 50 to 60, percent decrease, and I just don't see him doing that. But coming to reality, he better come to grips, because I just don't see any other team wanting to pay him that money.
Yeah, no.
So are you tagging Pollard? You trying to sign him to a second deal?
Oh, I'm tagging Pollard. I don't know if I'm able to sign Pollard, especially, and we can do every situation scenario. I mean, what are we talking about this week? Like, we're talking playoffs, but Cowboys dominate the media, even talking about the draft.
Yeah,
who we're going to draft right now? Oh, we're talking about Robinson.
Yeah.
So, Jesse, who is on the podcast for the Cowboys, he kind of tweeted out just saying it's crazy that we got the production out of these two running backs and Pollard, and now fans have already switched gears to a guy like Robinson and want to draft him. And, but that's the Cowboy way. You know what I'm saying? If he's there, you're drafting him. Or maybe not me, or maybe not you. I mean, I know you are, Coach, but the Cowboys are drafting him.
I know you didn't say Coach. I know you didn't say Coach was taking the Bijan Robinson at 26.
Yeah, 26.
I thought you were down with that one.
No, I am not. I don't want to anywhere near another running back in the first round, man. Maybe
That's
even not the second,
yeah.
man. Stay away. Go sign.
Boat. Yeah.
In the perfect world, and I've said this, I know on here before. Chat, I see you rocking it out there. Loca, Sov, all you guys. Jeffrey, how's it going? Gregarious, appreciate you running the show out there. In a perfect world, what I would do is, and you're not going to want to hear this, Rev, I'm going to go ahead and let Zeke go, unless he's willing to take $5 million, something very small, amount, because for $5 million, I can go out there and get just about any veteran running back on the market. Just about any one of them will come play for the Cowboys for $5 million. You pay him $5 million. I'm tagging Pollard, and I'm taking a running back in the mid rounds. You know who I really like? I don't think he really fits alongside Pollard at all, but that Vaughn kid from TCU, I really like him, man. He's going to be a mid round pick. He's the one that scored that long touchdown for TCU in the playoff game.
Yeah.
I really like him. So that's how I would approach the running back situation. Let me go ahead and address the elephant in the room here. We don't have another choice other than Dak Prescott. Like we can't go draft one and expect him to play with this team now. No. We're not trading for Aaron Rodgers or Lamar Jackson. And I tweeted this out a little bit, but none of that's going to happen. Dak is our quarterback. He's going to be our quarterback for at least next year. If we're going to draft a mid-round pick, that's fine. It's a lotto ticket. Go ahead and buy you a lotto ticket if you want to. It's not going to help us now. It's not going to help us next year. But go ahead and draft one. So all of the Dak hate and all of the wanting to get rid of Dak and find another quarterback, especially the Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers stuff, that stuff cracks me up because it's not going to happen. What's your opinion on it, Luch? Having said that we're not getting rid of Dak, like what's your perfect scenario at the quarterback position?
To be honest, I like you said it pretty well. You kind of just got to ride with your guy until maybe new offensive coordinator is one option, or he's kind of I wouldn't say stuck, but you pay him, what is he making next year, 40 and change, or like he's in the top earning quarterbacks. Like he's not going anywhere. We got to I don't know, change the scheme up for him, or
I think his dead cap is like $90 million.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, he's our quarterback. Like I don't this might be a hot take, but I don't hate him. Like I actually don't mind him at all. We could be in a situation where we have bottom 15 quarterback and it's looking even worse. Like we don't really have weapons besides, we have CeeDee Lamb, we have Dalton Schultz, but we don't have that. We have Gallup, but we're missing Amari Cooper now. That was a big target for him. He got a lot of targets, but I don't hate him. I'm okay with running him back until he's out of contract and, working at to his strengths. Like he's good, he's great on the run. He's not he's not necessarily a top 10 quarterback, but he's a top 20 quarterback. There's teams that, look at I'm trying to think of a good team that has not a poor quarterback, but no, Brock Purdy's not a great example because he's been playing well. But like we just have to have a better system in place for him. Basically, is what I think we got to do in the next few years. That's the only. What other solution do we have? We can't cut him. We can't trade him. We can't. Like basically, he's just gonna play out his contract, in my opinion, and then we kind of just see what happens. I think we draft somebody else. Think about it. He was what, a 4th-round pick?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could be in a worse scenario. We could have, look at the Jets. They have Zach Wilson. Now they're trying, like, we can be in a way worse scenario. He has, maybe more bad games than good, but I don't necessarily hate him. He doesn't play well on the big stage. That's unfortunate, but I think we just figure out a way, maybe, find a new offensive coordinator, be more creative in our play calling, work to his strengths. He's a great runner of the ball. He's like, more QB draws or blasts or whatever it is. Like,
you're awesome.
To get him going. We got to work to his strengths, unfortunately. But here,
Rev,
Rev,
I don't know if you saw in chat, man. If you have chat up, Jeffrey Short, he says Cowboys have to turn it into a run-first team if they have the duo of Zeke and Pollard. Don't force the throw as much as he does. I knew you would like that, so I had to let you know, Rev.
You're awesome.
Yeah, right? Like,
well, that's my boy right there.
It's
I'm
true.
just letting you know. That's my boy.
Yeah, it's.
Well, here's the thing. What a lot of people aren't understanding is that Dak has put in his contract a no-trade clause.
Yeah, he's not going nowhere.
The only way that they can ever trade him in this contract is if Dak says, I want out. Mm-hmm. And why would Dak want out? Why would he want out of this? Like, you got good coaches for the most part. Yeah, we don't like Kellen Moore. That's just across the fan base.
Yeah.
But I know Dak does. There is some trust. Yeah, he's a boneheaded play caller. I don't think I like what Luch was saying. He's a Boise State guy that just wants to pass the ball a lot. And so Dak, coming out of Mississippi State, he wasn't a pocket passer. He was a football player that turned into a quarterback, and that's why he went in the 4th round. And so you're looking at his strengths, you're looking at his weaknesses, and the best thing that you can do is put him in the right system to use his feet, to use play action. Yeah. If you look at statistically where when Dak throws interceptions, it is just drop back passing. Like, his percentage of throwing picks on play action, it's incredible. Like, we're not even talking about it right now. Yeah. And so, I wasn't even going to bring this other thought up because we've been watching the Dak hate all week, but I wasn't even going to bring this up. But Hushman Sada, he was on this show that he was kind of talking to about, and he was comparing the rosters, the team rosters. So you got CeeDee Lamb, who we're saying, okay, he's a playmaker, which, by the way, did he replace Amari Cooper's production wise? Well, yeah, absolutely. But nobody replaced CeeDee Lamb's last year production wise. You know what I'm saying?
Nailed it.
So we never filled that gap. But CeeDee Lamb did his job. Started a little slow, but then he came in strong. And this is what Houshmandzadeh said. He said, on the Niners roster, or let's say the Eagles roster, is CeeDee Lamb a starter? Yes or no? And Orlando Skandrick, who he's on that show as well, he said, well, yeah, he says he is a starter. And Houshmandzadeh said, no, he's not. Like, that was his argument, which I disagree with. I think CeeDee's a starter on the Eagles. Well, what about the Niners? Is he a starter on the Niners? Yes. Houshmandzadeh said, no, I wouldn't start him on the Niners. And so his point was, is as much as we want to hate on Dak, Dak does not have the talent or the playmakers to get the ball to. And so, yeah, we can be mad at Dak. We can be upset at his gameplay, the interceptions. But at the same time, Dak had to literally carry his team a lot more this year based on the receiver's ability to run routes, get separation. And I don't know if I've said this. I said this before, Coach. Probably have, and I'm going to repeat myself. But Noah Brown, and you're looking at Michael Gallup. out of 120 receivers in the league, they are ranking at the bottom at separation. They are ranking at the bottom at catch rate. And so when you're trying to rely on a receiver to get separation, to even catch the ball, like our receivers are not doing their job. And so what is Dak doing? Dak's going, I'm going to throw it to the guy that I can trust. I'm going to throw it to the guy that can get separation, that's going to run the right route, and that's going to catch the ball. And so what did he do? That's what he did. As soon as we lost Pollard in this past game was over. I don't know if y'all agree with that or not, but the game was a wrap because Kellen Moore could not adjust in that moment. He didn't run the ball. He didn't even let Malik Davis touch the ball once. And he threw the renegade out the door and just put it in Dak's hands without any receivers to really throw to other than CeeDee Lamb. And so I know I'm just rambling and I'm whining a little bit as a Cowboy fan, but I blame the front office for this game because you might have had a fantastic season, but we are winning these games based off of talent. We are winning these games because your quarterback is actually good enough to get his team to this place. Your defense is good enough to carry your team to where you want to be. And in the end, and this is why I don't think Jerry Jones is going to fire Mike McCarthy. I think he knew he screwed up. Last year it was kind of like, I need to take some time, and Mike McCarthy was on the hot seat. But immediately when this game was over, he was kind of like saying, oh, his job's safe.
Yeah, he's safe.
Yeah. He's safe. And you're going, what changed? What from last year to this year, what changed? And I really think because he knew he screwed up, you had a chance to win the Super Bowl this year, and you saw how good the defense was. And in the end, you got in the top 6 of these teams, and you failed.
Yeah.
And, it stinks. It stinks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't want to follow that up. It's a rough go there. It sure, I just typed it in chat, but it sure would have been nice to have Amari Cooper in that game. It would have been real nice.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But I did want to throw out there, Rev, that we did have our $20 million running back still out there. Just saying.
Listen, Coach.
Center?
Coach, you're a coach. You're a coach. Real quick, you're a coach. Do you hand the ball off to Zeke or not?
I mean, you have to at that point. You have to.
Yeah, you gotta give him the ball as much as you don't. You're paying him $20 million anyway. Give him the ball.
Yeah.
Your quarterback's struggling. Give him the ball. Like, take some pressure off him. Just take a chance. Yeah. It's a defensive battle anyway. The worst thing you can do is have an interception, turn the ball over, and that's what happened. Our nightmares came true.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Borg, I like Mike McCarthy. I honestly do. I'm happy we're keeping him.
Too.
I don't want to get rid of him. I want to get rid of Kellen Moore. If we keep Kellen Moore, I hope Mike McCarthy takes over play calling duties. That'd be my one thing.
Yes, I agree with that. Now, real quick, just devil's advocate. Let's say Kellen Moore does not become the OC. Mm-hmm. Who out there right now that is available or maybe will become available at the end of the season? Who are some guys out there floating that you're going, man, this guy would be good for Dak? Is there any guys that you guys can think of?
Offensive
OC wise?
Yeah. Yep. Off the top, I'd have to look more into it. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody, but I saw Hackett got hired, he got hired very quickly. He went to the Jets. Who's another OC that's available?
And maybe it's from a team that, it's kind of undercard. Yeah, I mean, they're talking about Leftwich.
That could be an option, but now then we got to look, does he have good fit for our offense? You know what I mean? Then that's another story. But
what about Greg Roman?
Oof. I know the Ravens fans aren't crazy about him, but I know they basically ran a Super Bowl parade when he got fired. I saw that one. Yeah, I'm not crazy.
What does he bring to the table? You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna run the ball.
Hey, he will. And if we bring Zeke and Pollard back, then
Right.
I mean,
Like
it could work,
get
but
a
I mean,
guy
I'm
that's
not
gonna
a I'm
fit
not a
your
fan.
system. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Kellen Moore. I'm not a fan of him either. But I mean, we got to change something.
Yeah.
Something's
Yeah, I'm
got
with you,
something's got to
coach.
change.
I think your best option is Mike McCarthy. Like he's experienced, he knows the system, he knows Dak, and I think Mike McCarthy will run the football. So I think that's our best option right there. I hope he does. Maybe he moves Kellen to a different job on the team.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know,
Possibly, yeah.
that would be a dream scenario. A dream scenario. So
Hey, thanks for being our OC for a while. Now,
what about,
can you go coach the quarterbacks?
Yeah. Maybe the kicker.
Maybe it'll be like Madden.
You gotta coach a kicker or something. I don't know. Something else.
Big Soft says, let me ask you all this. Chiefs propose a trade. Mahomes for Dak, Micah, and 3 firsts.
Yeah.
You taking or declining?
Yeah. Yeah. See you later. I'll drive them. I'll rent the van and I'll take them myself. Yes.
Micah, hop in the van, buddy. You're going to Kansas City.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you're going.
man.
See, I love you, but we're going to enjoy. I'll take you first class.
Can we throw Zeke in too, just for fun?
Yeah, do everybody. I don't care. Start again.
What do you think, Rev?
Hey, I saw on Twitter today this one guy. He goes, "Hey, trade scenario or something like that."
Oh, I hope
And
it's
he
not
said
the one that I
Steven
saw.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
It was Diggs from Buffalo, and we were going to give him Zeke, Noah Brown, somebody else, and a 3rd round pick. And I'm thinking, what is this, a Madden trade?
what is
like
this?
who
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
world
awful.
would do that?
Franchise mode, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, like we don't, like nobody's taking that. You're like giving somebody a bunch of garbage, you know. And I love Zeke, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody wants Noah Brown, not even on their practice squad. Please stop.
Dang. See that Rev is also a famous Noah Brown hater. And if he stayed in his old role of just like going out and blocking, you'd be okay with him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of him getting 50 catches a year.
Everybody in the world knows when Noah Brown motions in line, like we're gonna hand the ball off. Like everybody in the stands. Luch, I went to the Jags and Cowboys game this year, and I got to enjoy that one. Yeah, Noah Brown had a fantastic game.
Oh my gosh.
He caught a lot of balls.
Especially at the end.
We were.
That was bad.
The whole stadium is erupting in this moment. They're just going crazy, and me and my son are looking at each other like, what just happened? Like I have no idea what happened, and I know Dak threw a pick, and I'm going, oh, Dak just choked. And then finally, after like 10 minutes of watching all the Jag fans go crazy, they show the replay up on the Jumbotron, and I'm going, I can't believe he threw it to him.
Yeah.
I was sick, bro.
Game on the line. Let's throw it to our best blocking wide receiver out here. Let's do it.
Yeah. Just like, golly.
Sub, I'm gonna read your question, but I'm gonna answer it first by letting you know that Stephen Jones, our de facto GM at this point, our money man, is cheap as hell, so he's not gonna sign anybody. But he's asking, what's our ideal free agent signing? What do you think, Luch?
Let's see.
Well, you got Lamar out there. If you're counting Lamar as a free agent. So.
Oh, then yeah. Is it sad to say I have to say wide receiver? Like, God, it's probably wide receiver. Like, you know, T.Y. Hilton was okay, but he's not I don't think he's gonna ever be the 2 again. Bland played well at the end of the year. I was trying to think DBs maybe, but you know, Curse played well, Diggs played well, Bland played well. I mean, the pass rush helps, obviously. So I wouldn't touch our defense. I would go probably receiver. I know it's probably a boring pick, but O-line played pretty well. I like Smith.
Absolutely.
I was a little bit skeptical at the beginning because they said he was a raw talent, but
Same.
I was like, oof, okay, we'll see where this goes. Maybe sign Peters for the year, sit him. Maybe next year. He was great. When Steele went down, that was tough too. I like the O-line. I would go receiver. That would be I would go wide receiver free agency, and then in the draft, maybe some I'd probably go DBs maybe. It's never bad to have depth in DB.
Corner wouldn't be a
That's
bad
my
pickup for
ideal.
sure.
Yeah,
Get
it wouldn't be
Rhodes
my.
out of
That's
there.
right. Oh my. Okay, let's go back to the one play. He got subbed in. Was asked to cover Mike Evans. Got absolutely cooked, and I would have retired on the spot right there. That's it. Pack it up. Let's go to Cancun because that was your last rep in the NFL. That was so bad. Like I was like, you know what? I saw him. I'm like, okay, Rhodes, that's it. Please, let's just leave this team before. Because if they caught that, it was like, I was a little bit nervous. I was like, if that was a touchdown, I was shaking a bit. I was like, uh-oh, like it's gonna happen again, isn't it? We're gonna get 28-3'd, and then I'm just gonna be miserable. So I'd go maybe DB and wide receiver.
Skull, you keep hitting me with these hockey players and these names, and I'm like, why do I not know who that is? Like thinking it's like a football player, so I pop it into the Google, and I'm like, oh, it's a hockey player. Oh, okay. You've got me twice now on it. Twice I've Googled it, and you got me twice. Rev, what free agent dream, man?
Yeah, you need playmakers. I mean, wherever that is. I mean, you hit a little bit of a jackpot with Turpin. Coming in, kind of saved our although,
absolutely.
Boy, I mean, we need to teach him how to not run into punters.
Yeah,
and and try to figure that out. But it'd have been great to try to figure him out into the offense because he's a playmaker. I mean, you lose Pollard in that game, and you're just trying to fill that spot. So at the end of the day, yeah, we want receivers, but I'm really thinking we need to transition to speed. Like we need speed. And especially if you want to sit there and say Dak is an inaccurate quarterback, which I could argue that, yes or no. But there's definitely some error throws that he doesn't do a good job of. So the better that your receiver can get open, get separation. I mean, look at Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle with Miami.
Jeez.
Like, I know you're that's your boy down there in South Miami, but boy, isn't it easy to throw to those two guys? Like, just let them run, and watch them have like 10 yards separation from anyone around them, just on a stop route. And so I think
Gives you a lot of room
that's
to
what
miss.
we need. What about somebody like Brandon Cooks or somebody like that? I know we were looking at him as a trade, and he was probably the hottest receiver to be traded to us. Even you got OBJ. I mean, he's a name that you better look out here in the offseason. And again, somebody that tore his ACL, is he going to be fast enough? I'm really hoping Gallup can heal up this offseason and come back stronger, because he'd have had a very disappointing year this year. If he would have just kind of been at least 80% of himself, I think this season could have been a little bit different there at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
I didn't
with
like
Luch.
his effort on a lot of the balls in the Niners game. I felt like he just gave up on a lot of them. The pick included. It just felt like he didn't even try for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I was arguing with a guy on Twitter. I mean, he's blaming Dak completely for that pick, and yeah, I get it. Dak's throw was not on time, but I just put on there football 101. Always come back to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And
he goes, he stopped it.
Yeah, he wanted to argue with me about, well, there's a difference between a comeback and a curl and blah blah blah. I said, I don't care. Outside of the hash marks, always come back to the ball. Always. Yeah. Like you don't ever just stop. And the corner ran a better route than he did. And so, I was a little flustered with that whole thing. So I go receiver, like Luch said, and then you definitely got to go corner, whether you draft one or I know Jalen Ramsey, they're all talking about him. That won't ever happen. We're too cheap. And then I would definitely address defensive tackle. That stretch where LVE got hurt and then Hankins was out.
Yeah,
teams were just running the ball all over us, and so those are areas that we have to address. Definitely have to address. So, other than that, Super Bowl. Let's go. Cowboys win the Super Bowl next year.
I'll tell you what my dream scenario would be is that we get a guy like DeAndre Hopkins out there, a guy that with a wide catch radius. I feel like a receiver like that is exactly what Dak needs, and kind of the same thing you were saying, Rev, that he's a little inaccurate at times. So he's not fast, and so we're not adding speed there. But his catch radius, he's gonna go get that
Yeah,
thing.
it's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. What would you pay for somebody like him? Like, what would you give up?
I'd probably give up if they asked for a second. I might give up a second. I'm not giving the first. I would try for a 3. I think a 3 and a 6 would make me feel real good.
Yeah, I wonder what he would be going for on the market, to be honest. It really all depends on I saw he was linked to the Patriots, to the there's another team.
No, is his contract up, Luch? Is his contract up?
I was actually just about to look that up right now.
It's not. He signed that fat one when he went to the Cardinals.
Okay, then he probably has no shot to come to us then.
No.
We just
no.
yeah, I don't know. I have no idea about his. So he makes about $19.5 million. Give or take $20 million.
But his base salary is 19.5 and then 15.
15,
so
yeah.
We would definitely have to re-sign him to a new deal if he was traded over.
I think he does want a new deal. I think that was the reasoning. 2-year extent. Yeah, he wants a new deal. So oof, yeah, that might be tough. That might be tough in our situation. But
I don't know that Steven's breaking the checkbook open for that one.
Yeah, no shot. It's not happening.
You're gonna have to pay CD probably after this year.
Yeah, and he's
after next season. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's gonna make 20 plus. So it's unlikely. I love it, but it's unlikely, sadly.
We'd have to work it out in some way.
Yeah.
What stinks is, you're looking at this year's draft, and I'm not seeing any receiver like last year. Oh man, receivers galore all through the draft. And this year, I'm just not seeing. I'm seeing the one dude that's connected to us from Ohio State.
Jigba.
And I've heard
Jigba.
Yeah.
He might go high or maybe. Well, we're at what, 26, I think.
Yeah. It's a possibility there. What's his face from USC that transferred from Pitt? Addison. It's Addison, right? He's pretty good. He doesn't have elite size or elite speed, but he's a pretty good receiver.
Yeah. I saw there's another guy on Penn State. I just forgot his name.
Jigba is dope.
I forgot his name. But yeah, I think we go corner, receiver, and then free agency we address the other side. That's my guess. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but
Brenton
I think we
Strange.
go corner and wide receiver. Whatever we do in the draft, I think we go opposite in free agency.
Okay, so if Robinson's there at 26, do the Cowboys draft him?
I'm voting no this time around. He's great, but
not you, Luch.
Do they? Oh yeah, that's true. I'm not in charge here. I'm over the first round. I'm never drafting one in the first round ever again. That's it.
Give me Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. Forget it. Maybe not even a second. Like that's it. Just get O-line, D-line, fill the trenches. But no, will he do it? He might.
Cowboys.
I'm not.
Will the Cowboys draft Robinson at 26?
They might, and that makes me a little scared. He might.
There is no might.
Really might.
There is no might. They will draft Robinson at 26. I promise you. It's the Cowboy way.
I know.
You want it though, Rev, don't you? If you're there, you're taking him, aren't you? You're that big believer in running backs.
Well, here's the thing. I've changed my approach. Like I used to, and I can't lie. Last year, I'm sitting at my buddy's house, and maybe he's in chat. Jeffro. I'm at his house watching the draft, and when we picked Tyler Smith, bro, I was hot. I was like, who the heck is this guy? I was mad. But here's the thing. I've kind of learned throughout the years, McClay, the dude's money, man. Like, there's one thing the Cowboys, you can hate all you want on the money, the contracts. Like, they're always late signing dudes. They never sign them when they should. We wouldn't even have this discussion about Dak if they would have signed him 2 years earlier, like they should have.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, them jokers draft. And here's the thing. I don't care who you draft. I'm at that point now. I don't care who. I just want you to hit on your picks.
Yeah.
If you hit on your picks, no matter who you get, you're gonna be set pretty well. And so, man, we got our left tackle for years. Like we just fixed the problem last year from a kid from Tulsa.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that in a million years?
I was annoyed too. I was like, oh gosh, here we go. We have a project, and no, I agree.
So I learned this lesson a year earlier, Rev, because I was anti Micah. We'll say that real quietly on here. I was anti-drafting Micah and was very upset.
I loved Micah.
And I'll tell you why.
I loved Micah.
The same reason I don't want to draft a running back. I didn't want a linebacker that early. I didn't see a linebacker. Absolutely, I wanted Surtain, but once he was gone, he was gone. Like then it's a matter of I don't even remember 5 other players. But I did not want a linebacker that early because I didn't see it being worth anything. In our history with LVE and I don't know if you remember Barbie back in the day, taking linebackers in the first round has been terrible. So I was like, I do not want. I didn't like players that sat out their Rona year. I was against them. So he did that. Andy was a linebacker, 100% against him. 100% learned my lesson. So when they drafted Tyler Smith, I was like, all right, whatever you say. He's going to be a stud, I believe.
Yeah.
And I will never repeat that again, Micah. That I was against Micah.
I love Micah. I thought out of all the players that year, I said, there's a need there for the corner, and I get it. I said, but I think overall, Micah fixes our defense the fastest. And boy, he came in and he
did.
You were right, just a little,
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like I didn't expect like LT, kind of player. But
see, if you'd have told me we were getting an elite pass rusher, or that we had thought he could be an elite pass rusher, it completely changes what I would have thought then. I thought we were getting an off the ball linebacker at 12, whatever it was. I thought we were getting an off the ball linebacker. I had no idea that he could rush the passer like LT. Like that changes everything.
Yeah.
Easy to say now. Nobody did. Say now.
Hey, not even the Cowboys knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even the Cowboys knew that. So
better to be lucky than good sometimes. But no, I love Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith, that dude, you watch plays where he's so dang strong and he's just a rookie. He just manhandles people, man. It's amazing.
Oh, dude, Nick Bosa was talking trash after the game. I'm going, dude, you didn't do nothing. Like, you didn't do anything. Like, a rookie set you straight. I was like, what a game he had against Nick Bosa, because I was scared of that matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said so last week.
He did a good job.
All right, so we've been talking Cowboys for like 50 minutes here. 50 minutes. You guys want to move on to some playoff games?
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
You want to talk basketball? I mean, we can go talk about my boy Paulo lighting the league up his rookie year.
He's nasty.
I will say this, though. We got a basketball tournament tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, sweet.
Bright and early?
Yep.
Well, this is why we're late tonight. Why we're starting late tonight, Luch. I don't know if Rev communicated it to you, but my kids had a basketball game tonight at 7, so Eastern. So that's why I couldn't start at our normal time.
Oh, okay, makes sense. That's all good. It's all good.
Oh man, so let's jump into this. Unless there's something else you guys want to talk about before. Either you got anything you want to talk about before we jump into these playoff games?
Well, just at some time, Coach, I'd love to hear a little bit of, and maybe we can do it at the end or whatever. But love to hear a little bit of Luch's story, because I know we went right into sports, which
I like to hit him with a hot take immediately. Like, hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah,
boom, hit it.
Boom. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, Luch wants to talk football. You don't want to talk himself, but he's got a pretty cool story and stuff. So eventually, maybe
let's hear it now. I want to hear it now before, like, I'm gonna trash his picks like I trash everybody's picks. So I want to hear it now. So like. Luch, I don't know if you got the stream up, but I wear the shades for the
I got it up.
The talk show, because I'm a hater. I hate on, you already heard me hating on Rev. Like, we got to warm you up first before I can start hating on you.
I'm ready. We're good.
So let's hear the Luch backstory here.
Sure. Yeah. So if we want to just talk just strictly Twitch, I started about 2.5 years. I think everybody that I kind of started with during, COVID kind of came around. Everyone's like, I'm bored. What the hell do I do with my spare time? Because I'm sitting inside all day. Restrictions in Canada were ridiculous. Like I couldn't even move. So I was like, all right, what do I do with my spare time? Like I like video games. And I like talking to people. How do I get this together? Bang. We found a little avenue to, talk and play games. So that's where I kind of started a couple of years ago in June. That year I ended up, it was a pretty crazy year for me. So I got married, COVID kind of hit, kind of shut everything down. We had plans to, travel the world, whatever. Ended up being streamer, kind of started out. It's picking up. It was doing great. Was doing, part-time. I had my job. I was working as an investment or financial advisor. And then I was working with my dad for a little bit and just kind of moving things around. Then I just thought, you know what? I'm enjoying my streaming so much. I said, I'm still kind of young. We were planning on having kids. I know I just, had my daughter in September, but I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. I've done a couple things in my life where like I could have started, this business, and I always, out of fear, I always said, forget it. Like, I'll just let it go. I'll just take the safe road. I just said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. I'm going to try this for 6 months. I gave myself a timeline. I'm very big into like numbers. I said, I'm going to give myself 6 months. If I can't do anything in 6 months, I'll never be able to do anything. I said, you know what? I gave myself like an internal timeline. I said I think it was after Easter. I said, after Easter, if I am not succeeding in this, it wasn't meant to be. I gave it my all. I didn't want to have any regrets. So I said, packed it in, 2 weeks notice, decided to travel a little bit. And I said, all right, let's start streaming. Streamed, started picking up pretty fast. But I think like all things, if anybody, in the chat knows me or, known me in the past, like when I put my mind to something, it's not like, there's a cliche, put your mind to something, you can do it. Like I worked like tirelessly, like to the point where my wife's like, you got like 10 minutes to let's have dinner. Like, can we relax? Like I'm working all the time. Whether I'm networking or watching streams or playing or trying to think of ideas or putting YouTube videos together and editing. So I went all out for 6 months, basically. Put balls to the table, just full send. And turned out being pretty successful in the sense that, in that amount of time, I was able to, achieve partner on the platform, which was pretty awesome accomplishment for me, and this platform, it's the, there's partner and there's really, the rest is just growth, but it's the, good verification. And for me, it's like the, this is where I started. This is where I'm at. It's just a cool feeling, It's able to hit that, and I kind of just ran with it. I, trying to grow on all the platforms now, but it's a dream of mine. I've had a dream as a kid. I said I want to do this as a career, but I was kind of too scared to, invest the money and the time into it. And I just said, you know what? If I'm not going to do it now, I'm young now. I could do it, and let's give it a shot. And it's been great. It's been a great journey. I met great people, done a lot of fun things. I plan on keeping this thing going for as long as I can.
So were you always a Madden guy? Like even before you were streaming, was it always Madden?
I did a lot of, I would say a lot of EA games, a lot of sports games. I'm a big sports game guy. Hockey, especially, NHL, FIFA, Madden. I played a lot. Eventually I, Call of Duty here or there, sprinkle it in. I ain't good. I just die all the time. But it's fun to have a few beers. Have a few beers, shoot the shit with a couple of your friends and die 400 times in a night. It works. Just big sports guy. I've always been a big sports head, hockey. So every sport I know, I might not be an expert in a sport, but I know a lot about every sport basically. So, big sports guy, decided to, take everything to Twitch because, I could talk sports all day and I have ears all over, whatever sport I want to talk about, football, basketball, hockey, whatever. I have people to talk about all over the world too, which is awesome about Twitch. My IRL friend situation, was like, I have a few friends here and there, but Twitch kind of gave me an outlet to talk to and meet a whole lot of people. Because my previous, job, I was always talking to people. I was always on the phone. I was always in meetings. And then I kind of lost that all. And I just wanted to, find another avenue to do it. So this is my career path at the moment. I love it. It's great. It's, I'm having fun every day. It's it doesn't feel like work. That's why I can, record videos, recorded videos all afternoon. It feels, effortless to me. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I like being unique, creative, do all that kind of stuff. And now we're here. Just had a baby.
Congrats.
In September. Thank you. Yeah, just
have you got any sleep yet, or still working on that?
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Some days. So my current situation, like I used to stream at home. My internet has been giving me some issues. So like my stream used to crash all the time, and it's just like a really crappy feeling when your stream goes down all the time at home. My parents live about 5 minutes away from me, and I have like my old room here that I just kind of set up, and I said I'm going to use this temporarily because they got fiber. So
yeah,
no brainer for me. I got fiber internet. I said I'm going to make myself at home here. It's kind of like my workspace, kind of. I like drive to work, So I set myself up here. But there is many days where I'm driving here and I'm like, I am going to fall asleep right in front of my keyboard, and you guys better enjoy watching the back of my head because I'm going to be asleep in 10 minutes. A lot of coffee. I know you guys talking a little bit about it before. You guys have kids, not much sleep in the beginning, but I'm managing off just adrenaline, and when I get home and see her at the end of the day, it's I'm awake. I know you guys can understand. It's it's
awesome.
A blessing. We've been trying for a long time. We're very wasn't in our. I thought it wasn't going to be in my cards, which is didn't know if I was gonna be able to have any, but here we are. But it was trying for a couple years. Finally, it happened. I got my daughter. I'm happy as hell. We're healthy, and hopefully continue this journey. I'm having a blast. I'm gonna keep it going for as long as I can, and then until the brakes fall off, basically.
Yeah, no, it's funny you talk about that a little bit there. Just to bring it down a notch here. Yeah. I know. I'm the positive guy. I try to keep it positive, but one of my first streams, we got into a discussion, and there was just a few people hanging out, and about having kids, and a guy in chat was talking about that him and his wife had been trying forever, and it hadn't happened yet.
Yeah,
and he's a pretty solid Madden streamer. Just recently had his first kid, actually, and like it was
sweet.
I assumed we'd be on here playing Madden, talking sports 24/7, but we got into this. Me and Tweet, the guy that I used to stream with, my best friend for life, got into this deep discussion about having kids, and about how like I was the same as you. Like I didn't think we were ever going to be able to have a kid. Like it was, we tried for years and years, right? And we got into this discussion with him, and like he messaged me afterwards, and he's like, "Man, can we talk like privately about this?"
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, it's crazy story. So, not to get crazy personal, but we were trying quite a bit. And it got to the point where I actually booked an appointment on January 4th. I still remember to this day. January 4th of last year, I had an appointment booked to go see a doctor because, they were going to give me some sort of medication or whatever to try to help out the situation and see what's going on. And January 3rd at night, I remember I got a call. I was out. My appointment was at 7:30 in the next morning. My wife said, like, you won't believe, like, I'm pregnant. I said, shut up. Like, you're kidding. Like, it's
wow.
That's awesome. I got goosebumps right now. That's awesome.
She told me she's pregnant. I was like, holy, like almost like just broke down into like, holy crap. Like, it's finally like happening. It's real. And it's like, oh, it was such a relief. It was, it was tough. It was tough on me mentally, because I've always been the kind of guy I wanted a lot of kids, at least 3 kids. We had, we got married young. We wanted to have kids young. That was the goal. But, in life, throws you curveballs. And, now we're here. So that's what I mean. It's just I was over the moon, ecstatic. That's just incredible. It's been an emotional roller coaster, but, it's been great. It's fantastic.
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rev.
Yeah, I just, and I know, just share a couple minutes maybe.
Yeah.
But I recall, pre-COVID or whatever, and then kind of it switched into COVID. So, and maybe give a little context here. So, we're talking Madden 2020, right?
Yeah.
We're talking heavy building teams. We're getting to know all kinds of people, and so that was around the time that I kind of found Luch.
We met each other. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty much that Madden, and Luch was all over the community. Just super cool guy, nice guy. Just always lurking, just being a part of the community in every which way. We had this little community inner circle gaming kind of thing going on, and
yeah, I remember.
And just kind of watching Luch from afar, just watching him grow. But just take a moment here, Luch, and maybe talk a little bit about the Madden community, because I know without the Madden community, it's like you're probably not where you are.
Oh yeah,
in that step, in that growth of reaching where you are today. So maybe just take a moment there to talk about, like, man, the Madden community is it's strong. Like there's some awesome guys within that community.
Yeah, it's it really started when so kind of like my entryway into Twitch was obviously Adam. We know each other in real life. Like him and his brother were best friends in real life. So that's kind of like my entryway into getting into this whole thing. So I got into it. We met each other in Madden 20. Jeez, it's it's crazy.
It's been that long.
Yeah, Madden 20, and it really has changed my life. And you don't realize until you really sit back and reminisce about like the old times. But we were in an era but in a time where, I know when COVID kind of hit, I was a very social person in a sense that, once a week I go with my friends and we'll go watch a hockey game on Saturday night. Then I played sports religiously. Hockey, soccer, I played 2 days a week, and then I went out 1 day a week. So I was always doing something. I was in meetings with clients. It was just constant social interaction. And I was missing that when it kind of went away. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I got into really bad. I got a hit from behind in hockey, so I had wrist surgery. So not only that I didn't have any interaction, then I lost my sports. So it was like
it was just directions.
It was like all at once. I was like, okay, so you're telling me I cannot go anywhere now, and when we used to play, there was a field or an ice rink, and I couldn't do anything. It was just, for me, it was miserable. I was like, oh, I can't play sports. Can't go out, whatever. And then obviously I was blessed to find this community here where I was fortunate enough to meet, a lot of people. And still a lot of the people, not a lot. I would say there's probably a handful that are still around. I wouldn't say a lot, but I would say, 5 to 10 people that are still, coming strong that I see to this day constantly. We chat every once in a while, and it's really changed my life. It's a tight-knit community. It's not the communities like, Call of Duty where there's millions and millions of people and it's a really tight-knit community. But I find that in the community, I found people that truly care for me, and I truly, reciprocate back, and I care for them because, we're all here for the same purpose. We love football. We love video games. We connect based on, we already have similar interests, and this is just a platform that brought all the people with similar interests together. What is there not to like? I love it. We could talk. If we turned this podcast, if we kept this on all night, we could talk for football until 4 a.m. And
we've tried a few times.
Yeah, we can chat. We could pick a sport. We could be here for a week straight, and I promise you, we wouldn't run out of things to talk about. So it's really it's really incredible when I look back at it. Like, the group of people I met really changed my life in a way that, I have a social outlet now to talk to people. I've made friends that were not just, I see them in a chat. Like, we, shared, call each other. We're on the phone and, we're texting each other. Like, I would have never thought from this that I would make friends. And I've also met a couple people as well. Like, Murphy D, we've met up a whole bunch of times. We've become very close friends. My friend Splash Bro, he's actually my friend and also my editor now. Like, he, helps me out with stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't have had this. I wouldn't have had this 2 years ago. Looking back at it, like, I would have, stuck within my same friend group, and kind of just went through the motions of life, you know, like wouldn't have taken any chances and wouldn't have, you know, kind of went balls to the wall with this Twitch thing, and just it brought out a different character in me. You know, I've become a better person. In my opinion, I've become a better person. I've become a more confident person. I've become a more social person now, and it's really just a small community of. I started with, you know, we've all kind of went through the same adventure. Your first stream is what your friends and maybe yourself on an iPad or a laptop pulling yourself up like
straight from the Xbox,
stream.
baby.
Yeah, straight. I started straight from a PS4 in a ghetto basement setup with wood on the walls and drywall everywhere, and to like what I have now. It's like it's crazy. I just really enjoy, you know, reminiscing, thinking about the old, you know, where I started, the people I met. It's incredible. It really is.
It is amazing.
It
It is
really is.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
I mean, Rev here sitting next to me. I met him while streaming one day. I don't even know what brought Rev to the stream one day, but now I text Rev all the time. And
I don't either.
Divine providence,
like,
I guess. Yeah. And I Toxic. I play squads with Toxic, and same thing. Just somebody from the Madden community that met since we started streaming. That hey, we just hit it off, and let's get this thing, man. It really is just an accepting community. I know the game is super toxic, but the community's awesome. Like I've never seen a more friendly community to each other.
Yeah. I know sometimes it gets a bad rap. Some people's the Madden community is blah 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 blah. Like there's bad apples in every community. It's just the truth.
That's right.
It's overall, I've never met a group of, and I could say this factually. I've, you know, been a part of other communities like, you know, Call of Duty and FIFA, where I really watched everybody for a good, you know, 6 months at a time. Truthfully, I went through like those crazy, you know, I only watched Call of Duty for 6 months, and I met a whole bunch of people. And I could truthfully say that this is a community of people that, you know, we get along the best is the best way I put it. You know, they're friendly people. They're, you know, they're not out here for, you know, nobody was going to stab my back. I mean, obviously, like I said, there's outlying people, but, you know, there's just genuinely good people, just truthfully. And I really mean that. It's just genuinely really, really, really good people. Just good to see, because, you know, out there's a lot of not so great people, but yeah, no, it's great.
I just want to say real quick, man, it's an awesome story to see where you come from, Luch. Just proud of you, bro. Just proud of where you come from, you know, you and your family, and to get through the time that you're getting through, and just to overcome some of those and to follow your dreams, you know, into this, like most people just they just wonder what it would be like. And just the thought of, man, you didn't get it easy. It wasn't handed to you. You worked your butt off, and it took years, and people don't understand the commitment of community, like your commitment of lurking and connecting and networking and all those things. And here's the thing, if I'm being honest right now, boy, I don't think I can commit to that. Like I just, and you have done that. And man, I'm proud to see you. Just, it's awesome to know that somebody in the Madden community started at this certain place, and I'm sitting back kind of watching it, and I'm going, man, he made partner. I'm like, wow, what an achievement. Like you know, and no offense to you, because, you know, I've seen plenty of your streams, and I've kind of hung out in the background and stuff. Like, you just don't know. You just don't know what it's going to be. And when you sit back and you're going, man, he actually accomplished that goal. He did it. And he's continuing to pursue that dream. And so it's just awesome, man. It's awesome, bro. I'm just thankful that we get to know you, that you took the time to come on the show and just be a part. And look, you don't have to, you didn't have to, but your heart, your passion for all of this, man, it just shows in and out. So I appreciate you, brother, man. Really do.
I appreciate the kind words. Thank you.
Well, I can tell you right now, Luch, that my wife isn't going to like you, because when we finish the stream tonight, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to be like, 6 months. I'm going to quit my job, put my 2 weeks notice in. I'm going to do the streaming for 6 months, because Luch said I should do that.
Yes.
That's right.
You know what? The reality behind this is if you don't have a supportive significant other or a friend group, you are screwed. Because funny story, but I actually tried streaming when I was in university in my first or second year, when I was part of like the FIFA scene. I was really good at FIFA, like really, really, really good. Like top 100 in weekend league, like playing for money, all that fun stuff. And I was streaming with a friend, and at the time I didn't have a compatible partner. We'll leave it at that. That was supportive of, the journey. And it was kind of like, whenever I go live, it's like, oh, why are you going live? And why this and why that? And you just, if you don't have somebody like I'm obviously fully committed to this, and I wanted to do it back then too, but if you don't have the support network, you are screwed. Like it is not going to work. It's gotta, cause there's some nights I have long nights. Like there's some nights, you can ask some of my friends, I'm in Discord and recording videos. Like for example, today, obviously, wife's at home with the baby, came to work. I came to work in the morning, recorded a video, streamed, and then recorded another 4 videos. And then I'm doing a podcast. So if I don't have my support network, it's just not going to work. It's like,
and it's not going to mean as much.
Absolutely.
If it was just you, if it was just you pursuing your stuff, man, to have your family got your back in this and to root you on, man, it makes everything. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a person that thrives off, I wouldn't say validation, but call it words of affirmation. I would say, like, way to go, like you're doing great. That's what kind of gets me going. And I never really had that previous to, I would say, let's just fast rewind years ago. I didn't really have that. Once I kind of got that, like for example, just you saying right now, like, I'm proud of you, just, keep going. Like that makes me want to like keep going, truthfully. And a lot of people say it, it's a cliche answer, like, oh, people saying they love me or they support me keeps me going. But truthfully, hearing that, you're doing great, even if I'm having a bad day or whatever, that's what really, keeps me going on this journey, truthfully. So I'm glad I have a, pretty good support network of people, friends and family behind me. That's, pushes me to be better and tells me you're doing great. And truthfully, and tell me that I'm not doing great. That's where I thrive as well. Like off criticism, if you say everybody knows this about me. If my stream or my video sucked, tell me. If you don't tell me, I'm disappointed in you. Like my best friends, like I want you to say, Luch, your stream sucked ass today. Like truthfully. And your YouTube video was kind of shit today. Like you could do better. Okay. Like I like that. Like I am not shy to criticism. I love it. It's the only reason I've, improved as a person and as a creator is telling, trying to support myself with people. Be like, my wife saw my video. I didn't like your intro, so I redid it. I don't care. It costs, it costs, funny story. I had an intro done. I spent money on the intro, looked great. After 2 videos, I had 2 people say, well, I switched it now. Like now I like it. It's a better one. 2 people say it kind of sucks, and I removed it. I spent the money on it. I spent money on another one. I said, screw it. We gotta, I'm not like, oh, but it's good. It's, I don't cry about things. I know I'm a pretty tough person, so I can, I could take the heat. But, yeah, that's like I said, just coming to a good support network and stuff like that. That's the key to this.
There's nothing better than it. I was so Luch, I know you're kind of new around my stream, and so I never thought I would stream. I never had any want to stream. I want to talk sports. Like if you came to me and was like, let's do a podcast, right? So my best friend, best man at my wedding, been my best friend for life, was, we kind of talked and we're like, let's do this thing, right? And so his life stuff got in the way and he can't do it anymore. Still best friends, still talk all the time, no hard feelings, that kind of stuff, But so I was like, I'm done. I wanted to do it with him. I mean, I know that sounds weird, but like, I didn't want to do it by myself. I didn't want to stream by myself. I wanted to do it because what we were doing anyway was hanging out, playing video games, right? Like we'd hang out, we'd play Madden, we'd yell at the game and get mad. And like, we're like, oh, let's stream us doing it and talk sports while we do it. And, but my wife, God bless her. I was like, I'm done. I'm not gonna do it anymore. Like I wanted to do it with him. She was like, you like doing it. You like doing it. Figure out a way you can keep doing it without it.
Yeah.
That you'll still enjoy. And so she 100% supportive. I like to joke around that she's like the meanest person ever all the time on stream. She really isn't. She's the most supportive person ever. but I mean, and so having guys like Rev and Toxic on here to stream with, and we do a family show with the kids because that's something I wanted to do too, is get a little time with them on here as well. I mean,
that's sweet.
Just the support of them is exactly what you're saying, is that just the support of those around you to do stuff like this. And I don't know that we'd be doing this podcast right now if Rev hadn't come along and just happened to have him on the podcast the one day, or on the old show, the Pick'em show, and him just doing so well on that. I was like, well, there you go. Let's do this thing.
That's sweet. That's cool. And how long have you guys, I was asking Rev before, you guys have been doing this for how long now?
A little less than a year. Yeah. And then we missed kind of when my buddy's life stuff got in the way in November. Things, everything kind of fell apart there for a little while. So we're kind of rebuilding everything. And so we appreciate you being here, and everybody in chat, and especially those that hung out from the old days. You see Gregarious in the chat talking. He might have been the first non-friend follower we ever had.
That's sweet.
I think he might be, and he's still here to this day. So just
That's
talking
awesome.
about the community just being awesome around it. But I don't know that there is a good segue. Usually I have got great segues into everything. Like I think about them beforehand, and I'm like, yeah, it's coming. I got it. We're going to go right into it. It's 10:16. And I know we talked about trying to be out by 10:30. And Luch, I have said this many times on stream. You know what? You don't ever invite a preacher over for dinner because they'll never leave.
Yeah.
So here we are, jumping in at 10:16. Rev, since you're gonna get this party started, man. Philadelphia's favored by 2.5 at home.
Yeah.
49ers at Eagles. Whatever you want to jump into, man, feel free. Jump into it wherever you want, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is these two matchups right here is, I think, for the most part, everybody, as a Dallas fan, you're hoping the Cowboys are going to be a part. But if the Cowboys are not a part, these four teams are the teams that you're almost expecting to be there, other than the Bills or the Cowboys. And so you're looking at this game right here to kick it off, and they haven't played each other all year, and you're just wondering how real are these teams. And so now you're kind of getting into the nitty-gritty of the best of the best. And between the Eagles and the Niners, let's be honest, man, this is a defensive game right here.
Yeah.
I will be very surprised if this thing is high scoring. Which, how many times have we said that in a game where everybody's expecting a low scoring game and it turns into a high scoring game. But I'm expecting this game to probably finish out, low, very low 20s, maybe teens, kind of matchup. That's my expectations. I will say this, that the higher the score, the more that I believe it favors the Eagles.
Yes.
And that's probably just my opinion right there. One thing with the Cowboys last week against the Niners, we lacked playmakers. But, what rosters from top to bottom, offense, defense, what better rosters are in the entire league than the Niners and the Eagles? I don't think even in the AFC, you're looking at the best rosters,
playmakers,
offensive line,
everywhere,
defensive line, playmakers, just in the trenches.
I agree.
You're looking across the board, man. This is going to be a really good game, a great matchup, just for a football fan. Yeah, I hate both these teams.
Yeah,
that's I hate them both. Like,
the preacher,
I grew up,
hating teams.
Yeah,
come on, man.
I grew up in that era where Cowboys and Niners are the rivals, and the Eagles were trash, and so there's just a lot of animosity, with the Niners, the worst Super Bowl ever. You've heard me say it before. is the '95 Super Bowl when the Niners won that Super Bowl and beat the sorry Chargers, and Steve Young is the worst quarterback of all time, and I will continue to say that.
Yeah.
But just over the years, rivals
Uh,
change, and now we're looking at the Eagles, and man, is there a better fan base that you can hate than the Eagle fan base? And so, we can talk this all day, but I'm just looking at this game, and I hate to say it, the moment that the Niners beat us, I became a short Niners fan for 1 week, because I need the Niners to win this game, because I cannot stand Eagle fans to sit there and run their mouths after they get to the Super Bowl, and then I'm gonna be rooting anyway for whatever AFC team is going to be there anyway. So
yeah, I'm in the same boat.
yeah, so just strictly football right here. I'm looking at this game. I think that the ride for Purdy is coming to a close. I'm feeling that the Cowboys have showed the blueprint on how to play this guy. He wants to throw in the middle, make him throw outside the hash marks. We shut down, for the most part, we shut down Deebo Samuels. There at the end, CMC ran the ball pretty decently, I think, with the defense maybe wearing down.
Yeah.
But I think the Eagles have the firepower to hang with this team and to beat this team. And so I'm kind of looking at a score right here. I'm going to go ahead and go 27, because again, I'm thinking higher score. I'm going to go 27-17.
Got it.
Eagles right here for the championship game.
All right.
What do you think,
Luke? I'm going opposite. I'll tell you why. I'll give you my reasons. Not because, obviously I hate the Eagles as well. That helps. But I think when it comes down to it, I always ride with the better defense. I know the Eagles have a good defense. I know what the Niners can do. I know they can, pressure the quarterback. You know what? I think it's the best defensive unit and the best offensive line going at it. I don't think many or at least top 2 or top 3 in each, position. I would say Eagles O-line's the best. Niners D-line's the best. I'm riding with defense in the playoffs. I like the weapons on the Niners. I love, obviously, McCaffrey's huge pickup. I like Elijah Mitchell too. He's a strong runner.
Great
I think
compliment to each other. Yeah.
Great. I like the complementary running backs. I love how they can line Deebo up, slot wide receiver. They had him in a 3-point stance at tight end. They got this guy everywhere. I love Deebo. Ayuk is, another 1,000-yard receiver. They got playmakers. Not to say that the Eagles don't. The real question mark, obviously, can Purdy keep it going? I think he's going to go for another week. I think they're going to win. I love their roster, love their O-line. I know Trent Williams and Hassan Reddick is going to be a battle, and I love that. Or if he's lined up on the other side, I like that Niners O-line. I am going to go score prediction. I am going to go 21. No, let's go 20-17, because I think you're right. I think it's going to be if the Niners win, low scoring game. I think you're right. I think if it gets out of hand and it's a shootout and it becomes 28-28 in the third quarter, if that ever happens, I think the Eagles do win that game. My prediction, I am going to go 28-17. I think Robbie Gould, this guy doesn't miss. I think he's going to kick the game-winning field goal under a minute left. And I think Hurts is going to have to go for a money drive, and I think he's going to fall short. My prediction, I think Niners. I'm going Niners.
I love that. I would love that, Luch.
Oh, I think we all would here. I'm going Niners. Non-biased too.
What are you thinking, Coach? What are you thinking?
I think you both make great points. And I'm with you, Luch, that I've always kind of gone with the defensive team. Because typically in these high caliber games where both teams are really great on both sides of the ball, like the better defensive team historically has won these matchups, right?
Yeah.
I will say that neither of you, in mentioning all these weapons, mentioned that the guy that actually beat the Cowboys was Kittle of the.
Oh, geez.
The
There we go.
offense.
There adds to the. Yeah, I don't even. You know what? I think because he started off, slow. He started off slow. He was blocking
Right.
a lot. And then when Purdy came, he turned a different level. Like he's been
Exactly.
going crazy. Yeah, I
So-
almost forget about him sometimes. It's
Yeah,
how good
all
they
the
are.
weapons out there, and Kittle's out there, and I mean the Eagles have their Dallas Goedert too, and
Yeah,
all
he's
that
great.
stuff.
He's
so
great.
so
Yeah, yeah.
that- these teams are just so comparable
They're
again.
so good. Yeah, they're
and
so good.
stars everywhere. Defenses are both good. Both have good running games. Is Jalen Hurts better than Purdy? Probably. I don't like his ability to run against the Niners defense. You saw
Yeah.
Dak's opportunities to run. He did it against Tampa half the game when he dropped
Yeah.
back, and then didn't have any room to run against the Niners.
Yeah.
Now maybe that was play
Suffocate you,
calling. Maybe that was play calling. Maybe it wasn't. But their defense is so dang fast that I think they keep Jalen Hurts bottled up for the most part. And he's not the same quarterback when you keep him in the pocket. He's not that all-star MVP candidate that they're talking about. So I like the matchup of the Niners defense against Jalen Hurts. Can they stop the run? I mean, they're pretty good against the run. Those receivers are darn good. Better than ours were. So they can get out there. So I'm not saying that the Eagles offense can't go out there and score points. I like the matchup for the Niners defense controlling Jalen Hurts, which in essence could control all their weapons at the same time. So give me the Niners to win. I definitely think it's going to be a war. What you said, a 10-point game, Rev, 3-point game, Luch. Give me the middle there, and I think like 20. It was a 10-point game, right, Rev? You said 27-17?
Yeah, he said 27-17, yeah.
Give me the middle. Give me 24-17 in the Niners' favor. Just because I think that they shut the Eagles down more than people think that they will. The game's all about O-line. Absolutely. Both these teams have great O-lines.
Great O-lines, yeah. These are some good teams. They're incredible. Top to bottom.
Absolutely. Rev, what do you think, man? Anything to add to that, or you just want to leave it there?
No, I hope I'm dead wrong. But I'm and look, I usually don't feel. I usually kind of go in this thing going kind of a toss up or whatever, but I don't know, man. I feel pretty confident about the Eagles winning this game. Again, football is about matchups.
Does that taste bad when you say it? Like, I feel like that's got to taste bad when you say it.
I want to throw up right now.
I just see you.
know
You're gonna turn off the camera and go throw up.
I'm sick either way, but I feel really confident. I'm saying like 80% confident that the Eagles are going to, because of their defense, they are going to rock Purdy. And I feel like, here's the only thing. Here's the only way that I feel like Purdy and the Niners are going to win this game. This is where my confidence is. Purdy, for the most part, and this is obviously because I'm a Rev, and I believe in spiritual powers. Purdy's a Christian dude. He has faith. So if God is saying, yeah, you're going to go ahead and move on, that's kind of how I'm looking at it right here. That'll kind of prove it to me that, hey, God's in that business, and that's just my personal faith there. But just football, I'm looking at this matchup and I'm saying the Eagles defense has a blueprint right here, and they're going to rock Purdy. I just think he's going to be uncomfortable the whole game. He's going to have to carry his team to a victory, and I hope I'm dead wrong. I'm looking at matchups on the outside. Matchups on the outside. AJ, Devontae, Dallas didn't have that. And so if you want to man up and bump and run with them, good luck, because I'm going to toss it right over your head. And look at CeeDee Lamb. That's the difference between what the Cowboys could have done. The Niners secondary is not as strong. And so if they can't get to that quarterback, he's going to have some opportunities to, and you'll know this. Do the Niners corners play up tight and bump and run, or do they play off? And that'll tell you right there what they're thinking right there in the game. Watch the corners, watch where the defense. If they are up in their face, which I hope they do, we're going to see how Hurts handles that. And so I that's kind of what I'm thinking right there. I know we talked a little bit too much about this game.
I think a lot of that depends on whether they can stop the run with safeties deep, kind of like they did against us. We didn't ever get those safeties to come up against us, so they were able to bump and run with two over the top all day long. And that really killed us. If they're able to do that to the Eagles, I think that it helps a lot. I think our run game, and maybe I'm going to regret saying this because Pollard got hurt, but our run game's better than Philadelphia's. So
Yes.
with Pollard in the game, but once he went out, who knows what happens after that? Maybe we do run the ball better, and we do get those safeties to come up. Everything changes. But in any case, I think a lot depends on that. But that's the case in a lot of football games, right? You want to play 2 over the top all the time. If you could stop the run like that all day, you would. Everybody would. Every coach in the league would play 2 high all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got
all right. We'll see how that
Rev
one goes.
on the Eagles. What I did hear, though, that I wanted to throw out there, Rev, is that if the Eagles win, it'll be thanks to the Cowboys because we gave them the blueprint. That's what I heard, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, ain't nothing like helping your rivals win a game.
go to the Super Bowl.
Aggravating.
To go to the Super Bowl, even worse.
Oh man.
What are y'all thinking about the next one? What do you think about the next one, Coach?
So this is the game we've been waiting for all year, right? We knew 3 teams in the AFC were great.
Yes.
The Bengals, the Chiefs, the Bills. We knew 2 of them were going to meet in the championship game. So really, this is all year has been leading to this. And you kind of said that about the NFC too, that there were 3 teams as well. I don't necessarily know that San Francisco and Philadelphia are on the same level as Cincinnati and Kansas City. We'll find out here in 2 weeks. But I'm going to tell you what, and I said this last week, and I picked against them. And I think I pulled a Rev, and I talked great about the Bengals for 5 minutes, and then picked the Bills to win. I love Joe Burrow, and I did say that last week. I love his swagger. I love the way he plays the game, and man, everything about the guy I like. And he went to LSU, so and I hate LSU. So and beat my team to keep us from going to the championship, right? So I should hate him, but I don't. I love the way he plays the game. He's great. I like Jamar Chase from LSU too. All my homies hate Burrow. Well, I could see how Steeler fans would, but I like him. Mixon. I like Mixon. He plays the game the right way. I like how he plays at running back. He came out as kind of a pass-catching running back and has kind of turned more into a power guy, which is cool to me. I love when guys turn their weaknesses into strengths. So I find that inspiring. Their O-line sucks, so we're compared to San Francisco and Philadelphia, it's not even a comparison. But Joe Burrow is the difference in here. If he beats, and I want to ask you guys this before I make my pick, because I put this out there. I don't remember if it was on Discord or Twitter. I said that if Joe Burrow beats Kansas City this weekend, I think we got a new number 1 quarterback in the league.
Oh.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree, Luch?
I think the 1 and 2 quarterbacks, they have been solidified. I know there was the 1, 2, 3 argument. There was
with Allen
maybe
in there, right?
a 4. Yeah. I think the gap between 2 to 3 is wider than it's ever been. He is just like I was gonna make my predictions. I'm going Bengals. Because this kid he's just special. He's just, when he played his 1 year at LSU, that's when I kind of started watching a little bit more college ball. And he was the best player. He set all the records, he did whatever, and I thought that, okay, let's see. Let's give him a year in the NFL.
1 year wonder
really
in college. 1 year
yeah,
wonder.
let's see because he was amazing. He set all the records. He was great, but let's see. I'm not going to say I wasn't sold yet, sure. And then the whole he got injured, and then the whole situation and who do we draft? Chase or Sewell? Who do we draft? And logic would have said to draft Sewell at the time. He had no protection. Did he have T. Higgins at the time or no? I don't even remember. Whatever the case may be. He had, it was either protect your prized asset or choose Jamar Chase. They went Jamar Chase. Obviously looking back, incredible pick, obviously, but this man never has O-line. He never has protection. He gets sacked a ridiculous amount of times. Right. And he still gets it done. Imagine this guy on the Eagles O-line. I can't even. He would throw for 6,000 yards, I think.
Yep.
He is special. I love him. Like obviously I still think Mahomes. I think Mahomes is still. I mean Mahomes is just he's different. I'm not gonna I think I'll put Burrow there when he gets a Super Bowl and an MVP. But Burrow is just he's incredible. I'm going Bengals just for the fact they have Joe Burrow. They don't have the best defense in the world, but in the playoffs they just buckle down. They have good pieces. They got Jesse Bates. I don't know if he's having the best season of his career, but Jesse Bates. They got pieces like Sam Hubbard. They drafted Daxon Hill to try to protect try to get another safety. They got Trey Hendrickson. They got good players, but look, they have Eli Apple at corner, but they manage with they're a good defense. Are they a fantastic defense? No. They have a horrendous O-line. They got great receivers. They got a good running back, but this kid is just, I think he's going to get it done. He always finds a way. He's 3-0 against the Chiefs too, which is crazy. Like
that's the crazy part.
I just can't believe it. He's just continues every game that he plays to impress me. Just he could get sacked 8 times a game and he could still put up 35 points, and I wouldn't even hesitate. I wouldn't even.
So if he goes out there and he beats Mahomes again for a 4th time, you're still putting Mahomes over him.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm gonna go Mahomes still, just because I think I'm just gonna go based on accolades. He has a Super Bowl. He's been to 2 Super Bowls already. He's got 1 MVP. I'm assuming he's gonna win a second this year. Gonna have 2 MVPs. I'll put him there.
He'll win that.
He'll win that. So 2 MVPs, 1 Super Bowl, 1 game away from making to 3 Super Bowls in 5 years, 6 years maybe. Like that's just trading your best best wide receiver. Out of your and still doing it. He's still the king. I would still give him the 1, but I think there is not as big as a gap between 1 and 2 as there is between 2 and 3. I think Burrow's solidified himself as the 2, and he's tightened the race to Mahomes. Still give him number 1, but I'm a big Joe Burrow guy. I'm gonna go. If I had to make the prediction, I'm going third. I think it's gonna be high scoring. I don't think people would be surprised if it is. I'm gonna go 34-31, and Money McPherson he's gonna hit one, and he's gonna, whether it's overtime or whether it's 20 seconds left in the game, I think he's gonna kick the game-winning field goal. I'm gonna go 34-31 Bengals.
That's your boy, Rev McPherson.
Yeah, we're close.
Didn't he go to school right up the road from you there?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that school. We don't care about no Gators.
I don't mean it any. I know chat's going off right now about Mahomes. I don't mean it as any disrespect to Mahomes. Mahomes is great. Like I think those 2 right now are. I would trade my whole team for either of them right now. Like everybody, take them all for either. of them.
I will start. Give me the Texans roster with that quarterback, and I'll start again. I do not care. We will find a way.
Yeah, it is not a knock on Mahomes that I'm saying that. It's more of a plus to Burrow that he's just been that guy. This young in his career, he has been that dude. And if he goes out here and goes in another Super Bowl, maybe he blocks Aaron Donald this time and gets that pass off and wins.
Yeah, I know that's painful looking back at it.
But let me throw it out there. I'll give my prediction. We'll kick this thing over to you, Rev. I just wanted to throw that hot take out there for you guys to eat. But give me the Bengals to win, and I think I might shock some people with the score. I'm going to take 41-24 Bengals.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
A not as close game as people think. What do you think, Rev?
Wow.
Okay, I like it.
Wow, right into it. Okay. All right, I respect that. I mean, Luch pretty much covered all of it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Which makes it easier for us. So
no thunder for the rest of us. None.
No thunder
left.
Yeah,
no, at all.
No thunder. So before this week, my early on prediction all year was the Chiefs. Like I thought from the get-go the Chiefs were the team, and then the moment that Mahomes got banged up last week on that dirty tackle, and that was dirty. Like I was sick to my stomach when I saw him look down as he is tackling him and slide his leg up underneath his leg to try to hurt him. And again, it's football, it's physical or whatever, but in my opinion, boy, that was a dirty tackle. He did it on purpose, and you never want to see an injury decide a game. He's playing off of one leg, and they're talking how heroic it is, and I'm about to get on the phone with Doug Peterson going, you need to blitz all night. Like I'm feeling the Titans. Remember the Titans now. Like why in the world are you not blitzing this guy with one leg? Because you're going to win the game. He can't throw. Like he's hobbling around. And so I'm looking at this, and in this moment I'm going, whoever wins this Bengals Bills game, they are happy about this, because they were going to be able to come in this game and they're going to be able to beat the Chiefs based off of this injury. Straight up, it's hard to tell. But you're looking at this injury now, and you're kind of going, boy, this really changes things. And I don't know if you noticed the Vegas pool, but they're pretty much looking at the odds. And the Bengals.
What's the line for this?
The Bengals the Bengals were favored.
It's and then they showed a video of Mahomes. Yeah.
The Mahomes showed that he was in practice kind of doing little stretches and exercising, and now it's switched back over to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So they're having him. So,
wow.
Looking at this game right now, everything points to the Bengals winning this game. And I know J-Man's probably in the chat, and he's probably irate right now that we're just talking about Arrowhead and disrespecting,
He absolutely is right now going nuts on everything that I've said about it, Rev.
He's probably about to unfollow you, and put a curse on your channel. And so I'm looking at this game right here, and I think everybody is looking at the Bengals for this game, and rightfully so. You should pick the Bengals to win this game. They have beat them 3 times, and 2 of those times they beat them in Arrowhead, and that's why they're saying this is Burrowhead. This is Burrow's hometown, and just the disrespect and everything else, and the injury that's come across on him right now, and just everything is pointing to that. And so for that reason, and I hope Nick ain't in the chat, because Nick's going to be upset at me. But I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna ride with my original season pick, and I'm gonna go say the Chiefs win this game.
All right.
And here's the thing, I was all the way picking the Bengals, and everything's pointing for the Bengals to win. And I think when you count out Mahomes, this could be his moment where he just puts the whole world on his back and says, with one leg, I'm gonna win this game. And if there's one dude that you can't count out, it's that guy right there. And no disrespect at all to Burrow. Is he the best QB, second best QB? Sure, we can go there. But one thing that I have seen proof of is that Burrow still has all his playmakers on his team. And if you take those guys away, is he going to be the same guy? Yes or no? We have yet to see that.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Someday we will.
No clue, yeah.
But we have seen that with Mahomes. They took away the whole team, and the Joker's still the MVP of the league. And so for that, and no disrespect to Burrow, just like you said, Luch, no disrespect to him at all.
Yeah.
But Mahomes is maybe the greatest quarterback of all time. In this moment, just as far as who he is as a player, he could be that guy of all time.
I thought I had the hot take. Okay.
He could be. Like, I've always been a Dan Marino guy. Like,
yeah,
there's no other quarterback in my mind that has better than Dan Marino. And you got stats and Super Bowls and Brady, and I get it, but pure quarterback talent and what Brady did in that era of not passing, incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking at this game and I'm saying, what a game that Mahomes has right here to just put the world on notice, and to shut up those fans that are just saying this is the Bengals time. So, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I'm just looking at this game. even you guys, you're with it. You're confident with what the Bengals are going to do, and I'm just saying, man, this might be the switch that can flip. This might be that switch.
Yep.
So I'm gonna run with the Chiefs this one, guys. I'm gonna say Chiefs on this one, and maybe a little bit lower scoring game right here. But I'm gonna go 28-24 Chiefs.
Fair enough. Luch, you want to throw a hot take out there? I mean, it just seems like we're throwing hot takes for fun out right now. I mean, you got one?
Yeah, no, you know what? It's kind of crazy, but your take about Mahomes being, putting into the GOAT conversation is, I mean, you're not wrong. He's been in the league for 6 years. If he makes another Super Bowl, wins another MVP, okay, let's use Rodgers as a comparison. First ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt, gonna be in, no problem. He's got 1 Super Bowl. How many MVPs does he have? 3, I think.
3. Is it 3 or did he get that 4th? Chat, 3 or 4? Which is it?
Let's see. Most valuable player.
Well, maybe Google it.
Peyton Manning has 4. Aaron Rodgers, I think, has 3. 3. Yeah, 3.
Yep. Peyton has 4. Aaron has 3. Yep.
Oh, wait. Actually, wait. Whatever it is. 3 or 4. Whatever the case may be here. Even if he has 3. Mahomes already has... Even if he has 4. Let's just say let's give him the bump and say he has 4. Or... comparing
2011, 2014, 2020, 2021 has 4.
So he's got 4. Okay, so Mahomes is already has 1 Super Bowl. If he wins another one, that's 2. He's got a leg up. He's at 2 MVPs in 6 seasons after taking away his best wide receiver. Who's to say he's not going to win another 2? I'm not. I think he could win 5 at this rate. I think when it's all said and done, if he has 3, I don't think anybody is going to get 7 again. That was a remarkable thing that I don't know if will ever happen. But he gets 3 Super Bowls and 4 or 5 MVPs. I say number 2 in terms of talent. The guy can launch the ball. He's an underrated scrambler. Like, people don't even think about his escapability from the pocket. He always finds that first down marker. Right. He's as talented as a QB I've seen in my lifetime. Like, he's just very, 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 very talented. So you might not be wrong. He could be in the GOAT conversation, no doubt. I think he's on track. If you just take his first 6 and let's just say double it, whatever he's got now, 3, 4 MVPs, 2, 3 Super Bowls.
Think about this, bro.
Yeah,
he's been in the AFC Championship 5 straight years.
5 years, yeah. It's nuts.
I mean, it's stupid.
That's what Brady did. That's Brady.
It's stupid.
It's like Brady numbers. It really is crazy. A couple, couple fortunate things go your way. That's 3, 4 Super Bowls already. That's insane.
Yep.
Yeah, how lucky are we that we get to watch? We go straight from Brady and Manning,
I know,
straight to now we're Mahomes against Burrows. I feel like we're in prime sports era right now.
I love it.
From one to the next. It's awesome. Yeah. Oh man. So I'm sorry that you guys. Well, I guess Rev, you just picked wrong teams in both of these, but Luch, you made good picks tonight, man. I appreciate that. Rev, anything you want to leave us off on, Rev?
No, man, great time, man. My heart's sad because football's coming to a close.
Yeah.
I'm already, my mind's already going 6 months from now. 6 months from now, can we get there any faster? But hey, we got we got the draft. We got the draft coming up. We're about to get in some draft talk and look at some good prospects and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited, man. This is going to be a great football weekend. This is what we look forward to.
Oh man, Luch, I'll let you close this out. But first, chat was amazing tonight. You guys with all your takes in there. Those of you guys that came with Luch, those of you guys that hang out with us all the time. Awesome takes tonight. Probably the best chat we've had for one of these shows yet. I appreciate that. It's amazing having you guys hang out with us. I would talk football, and I've said this I think every week that if it was just me and Rev sitting in a closet talking football, I would still talk football there. So you guys coming along and talking with us is freaking amazing, man. It's amazing, and I love you guys. Luch, legend of the Madden community, man. I've been playing Madden for a long time, man. I love what you do. I love seeing it. I'm happy that you came over here and hung out with us and talked some sports. And honestly, I'm happy we talked some real life stuff too, man. I love when that just happens organically. You're here to talk sports, and we just start talking about serious issues on top of it. But the floor is yours, Luch. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to discuss? Kalex, thanks for that raid, brother.
Yeah. First off, thank you guys for having me. It's been a blast. You know, I haven't done many of these podcasts, so it's cool. I like you know, shooting the shit with a bunch of friends, talking sports. It's what I live for. So thank you for having me on. A, B, we didn't finish it off. Who's winning the Super Bowl? I want early picks now. I want who is listed.
That's next week.
Give me the Bengals. I'll take the Bengals.
I want pre-guesses now. I want to see if random shot in the dark. Who's winning the Super Bowl?
The Bengals. Give me the Bengals.
I'm on the same train. I'm going Bengals.
Yeah, I mean that's my pick. I said from the get-go, Chiefs. I gotta stay with them. But who do I want to win? J-Man. J-Man. I hope you're in the chat. I want the Bengals to win, J-Man. I just want you to know that, buddy.
Oh, you just clicked the unfollow button for sure.
Thank you guys. Yeah, yeah, thank you guys. That was it was good. Good times. I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank
you so much, Luch. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great night. See ya.
See you, brother.